What's going on, guys? Invite20 here, and wanted to do this video after the Richmond race this weekend. Some of you guys who follow me on the social media went down to Richmond for the Xfinity race and Cup race this weekend, and I just wanted to do this video because I know not everybody follows me on Instagram, and haven't really actually posted it yet, but I didn't really get any diecasts from that race weekend, although I did have a couple in the mail. I actually took quite a few of them and got signed over the weekend. So we're going to do this video, and it gives me another opportunity to, because this is like my number one question I always get is how do I get my diecast signed and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and start with this. I actually drove down on Friday night to the Bass Pro Shops in Ashland, Virginia, and got 4 of these Martin Truex Jr. race versions signed. I want to give a big shout out to Diecast Reviews, who came over and spent the race weekend with me. So it was good to have him, and he was able to help me get some diecast signs. So big thanks to him. I will link his channel down below in the description. First things first, when it comes to just some of the driver appearances, if you're planning on going to a race, one of the big things I always search. If you go on Google, you just search NASCAR driver appearances, it's like the second thing that comes up on the J-Ski site. I know they did whatever with ESPN, so it's a little bit more complicated than it used to be, but J-Ski always updates it pretty much every day as they come out for each race weekend. So I checked every morning, and they'll update and stuff like that, and a lot of the driver pages on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, as well as the track social media stuff, will post driver appearances and stuff like that. Another good way to know who's going to be where and what time is if you just go to the track like a day in advance. If you go to the Ford stage and the Chevy stage, that's where usually most of the appearances are that are outside the track and free to get to. They usually have like a board or something like that, and they have the times for who's going to be where at what time. So if you go. And they have other little stands and stuff like the leaf filter for Blake Cook, the Geico stage for Ty Dillon. They had the Busch Bucks car at Richmond, and Harvick was there. I didn't even know about that one. So yeah, just there's a lot of ways to see who's going to be where during the race weekend. So that's usually how I do it. I've actually never had garage passes. I just kind of go off of just the little appearances around the track. For other tracks now, Indianapolis is a different story since you can get into the infield and kind of get up close to the garages without having garage passes, and you can see a lot of drivers that way in Gasoline Alley. But that's that. So like I said, these 4 I got signed at the Bass Pro Shops. So the 2 that I got signed, the Martin Truex Jr., both of these are his Pocono race versions from 2015. We got the ARC and the Elite version. Got both of those signed, and then of course his Coke 600 race version. And just recently got this. This was great timing. Got his Darlington race version signed from last year. So all of them came out very, very well, and was very, very happy about that. Another question I get, I've heard a lot of people have started using paint pens. I've never used paint pens before. Since you can get them in different bright colors and this and that. I've never used them. I've always gone with the traditional silver and gold Sharpies. So, and usually most of the drivers, well, actually, all the driver appearances, they usually at least sign for a couple of people, if not everybody. And they always usually have their own pens. And the only thing is, it happened to me a couple of times. A lot of the drivers, if you're trying to get some of the 124 scale signed, a lot of them, they give them black pens. And obviously, it doesn't look very good on the windshield. So I usually always bring a couple extra silver Sharpies just in case, and I have it ready. So if you just stick it out with the car, usually they'll switch to that one. So it comes out a little bit better than the black Sharpie. The first guy that I got to see was Trevor Bayne. He did an appearance at the Ford stand. They had like, I want to say five drivers, maybe more than that, appearing just that Sunday. And of course, they have appearances like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So usually Sunday is just the Cup guys. So yeah, I got to see Trevor Bayne with the Ford, whatever they call it, the Ford Performance, whatever. But I got this one signed. Car ran at the Brickyard in 2012. I actually got to see this car run. So again, it came out really, really well. Really happy about that. It's a beautiful looking car. So there's that. And I got a second one signed. It was I believe this was an Iowa race version. I'm not even 100% sure of the race from 2013. Yeah, Trevor Bayne race version. So from the Nationwide Series, there you have it there. And it came out really, really well. So I'd also like to take a minute to. I did this in my collection video, and I wanted to do it again. This is usually just how I transport all my cars. Usually just same old backpack every time. This one has quite a few different sleeves and pockets that you can fit cars into. So what I usually do is, I actually haven't got any recently because I usually just reuse them, but I usually go to the grocery store just before and get like these yellow kind of envelopes. I'll focus it in a little bit. Basically, it's just like the Scotch brand. It's just like padded on the inside. So I don't know. I usually just put like a car or two in there per sleeve. So I don't know. It keeps it a little safer, I suppose. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it. So that's really about it. Usually, a lot of the especially the newer cars now, back the COT days when they had the splitter and the wing on there, you can't. I mean, you can. I don't suggest it. I've done it before. I had one casualty with a wing breaking, a small piece of it breaking. But yeah, usually when it comes to the COT cars, I actually, let's see here, I had a box around here. I actually packaged it up, but I usually just bring the foam pieces and put it in there and kind of tape it down, or tape it down on one side so I can kind of open it up. I don't know if that makes sense, but the foam section isn't usually too bad, so I just take the top part and the bottom part of the foam and stick it in a pocket or two if you're bringing a COT car, which I did. Which I guess that'll lead me into to the next car, which was, let me get it here, the 2010 Jamie McMurray car, the Daytona 500 race version. All these came out very, very well, except for one car that I'll get to. But very, very happy about this one. The one COT I brought, but yeah, it came out pretty darn good. This is, like I said, is Daytona 500 car. So very, very happy about that one. Going back to the Truex appearance, this is kind of how I bring my cars there. I guess you could just hold them. I feel like this is the best way for me to do it. Basically, you just take the bottom of the box, the old boxes that is, and you take the bottom of the box. That way you can just kind of sit it in there. You could even screw it down if you wanted to. Usually take the top and put it in there, and then put the bottom part there. I just feel like it's an easier way. That way you can sit the cars on there and face them the way you want them to, and sit it down. That way it's a lot easier to sign for them usually. I don't know. Just I'm trying to cover a little bit of everything because, like I said, I get 1,000,001 different questions on basically the same subject on this, and I just kind of wanted to fit it in there. So hopefully you guys, it'll help you out a little bit, and hopefully you get some autographs for you in the future. So after McMurray was at like 10:30, I actually stayed there at the Chevy stage and picked up, it was him and it was Jim McMurray and Kyle Larson. So I was able to get my Michigan win signed. Again, came out very, very well. There you have it there. Yeah, this is Michigan race version. On to the other car. This one, as you can see, it didn't come out great. Unfortunately, I can't complain though. It's bound to happen eventually, and it always happens on one car. But this is his showdown race win. So yeah, there it is. It was a little faded, but I guess it could have been worse. One thing when it comes to, like I said, usually where I get most of my autographs are just the Chevy and Ford stage. So the cool thing is, it seems like they try to split them up as best as possible. The drivers will come up to the stage, they'll ask or answer a couple questions for like 10 minutes or so. So you can kind of like jump back and forth from stage to stage. At Richmond, it wasn't too terribly popular, so you could kind of get right up there and get signed. Did miss Danica and Eric Almirola both at the Ford stage, trying to get stuff signed for Larson and McMurray, but yeah, those are two I missed. So after Larson, spent the rest of the time at the Ford stage. Saw Ryan Blaney, got this race version signed. Again, I'm not 100% sure which. I want to say Iowa. There's a lot of like odd Iowa race versions. I'm not 100% sure. I could totally be wrong, but got this one autographed. Like the one Blaney car I have in my collection. I'm gonna feel bad if I get it wrong, but yeah, there it is. Again, came out pretty darn good. So the last card I got signed was Brad Keselowski. This one came out pretty darn good as well. This was his 2000 and what year is this? 2016 Daytona Coke Zero 400 race version. So came out pretty darn good. Brad Keselowski. A lot of people, don't like Brad, but man, he's such a nice guy to people trying to get his autograph and his fans and stuff like that. Nice as always, and this is a really cool race version to get signed. So there is that. I just wanted to give you this video to kind of update you on some of the cars that I got signed. Thought you guys might enjoy that, and hopefully gave you some knowledge on how to get some autographs on race day. But yeah, there it is. Like I said, I hope you guys learned something. If you have any more comments or questions, you can always leave them down below in the comments, or you can tweet me. You can leave me an Instagram message, Facebook message, whatever. I'll try to get back to them as always. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.